The conviction spectrum or the certainty spectrum is basically a scale from 0 to 10 of how certain the prospect is in the product that you are selling and that it's actually going to work for them and that it's the right fit, etc., etc. So this is very important for you to understand, because if you drop the investment and you make an offer to a prospect that isn't certain, then they're obviously not going to do it. And then you're going to have to handle all the objections after you drop the investment, but you have to pre-handle those. So a way you do this is to ask them a question. Hey, so I've told you everything about the program and, how the process looks like. How do you feel about this from a scale of, 1 to 10? Let's say 1 is I absolutely hate this and, this is definitely not going to work. And a 10 is like, I believe in this. This is going to work, and this is exactly what I'm looking for. So where would you say you are, on this line? And then you ask the prospect this, and then, the prospect gives you not just a number, but also you have to look at their body language and at their tonality and their energy. Okay, and then you know how certain they are. Now, if they say 9 out of 10, then you can move forward and dropping the investment. If they say anything below 9/8.5, you can simply ask them the question, okay, cool. So, you're at a 7, which is pretty high, pretty good. However, I want to make sure that you feel absolutely certain about this. And I want to make sure that this feels really like the right step for you to take. So help me out a little bit here. Like, what do you need in order to go from a 7 to, let's say a 9.5? Like, what is missing right now in order for you to get there? Now, they're going to say what is missing, blah, blah, blah. And most of the time, those things are in the program or in the product that you're selling. So all you have to do is to just, ask them, so if I can show you right now that we actually can provide you the things that you just told me, will you be at a 9.5 out of 10? And then they say yes, and then you can show them that you actually have those things. That's number one. Number two, if you don't have those things, but they're requesting weird things, like, for example, let's say they want one-on-one guidance, but you're selling for a guy that is extremely popular and he doesn't have time to do one-on-ones except if they invest like 20K. Okay. And they say, I would be at a 9.5 if I would actually get one-on-one guidance from, the guy. And then you can just reassure them that they don't need that one-on-one guidance with where they are right now in terms of the level of progress that they have right now in the particular product that you're selling in that moment. So let's say they aren't even making any money. Then you can just reassure them. You can tell them, okay, I totally understand that you want one-on-one guidance. However, I do want to reassure you that right now you're at $0 per month. And the first goal that we should have is to take you to at least 1K per month and then to 5K per month. Now, we do have an option to get that one-on-one guidance, but we want to make sure that when you get that one-on-one guidance, you're actually utilizing your time the most effective way in terms of the questions that you're going to ask X, business owner. Because if we're going to get you that one-on-one access with the coach right now, you're going to ask him very basic questions that can just be, answered within the modules that we're going to provide you. Okay? So we want you that when you get that one-on-one access, to get it for an emergency situation where you actually need it. And stuff that can be answered in a module. For example, if you are at 15K per month and you want to go to 50K and you're facing certain specific issues in your business that you need personal guidance with, then it would be relevant for you to get the personal, mentorship. And by the time you're making 15K, you can actually afford the personal mentorship. So let's just do it like this. Get started with the group mentorship right now. Once you're at a certain level where you'd require that one-on-one mentorship, we will go ahead and move forward to that one-on-one mentorship so it makes more sense for you and you get even a better bang for your buck. Okay, cool, awesome. So you kind of like reassure them like that. So those are the two things that you do. You either show them that you do have the thing, or you just reassure them that they actually don't need that thing yet. Cool, perfect. And then they go to a 9.5 out of 10. You have to look good. Presenting yourself in a professional and really good way during your calls is extremely important, because this is speaking to the subconscious part of the mind of the prospect that you are speaking to. You know, there is what you say, but there's also how you say it. And there's also the whole picture behind it, like the way you look. Is your hair done properly? Your beard, if you have one, your background as well. More about the background and stuff later. But I just want to let you know, guys, that everyone can work on their looks and everyone can look better than they are looking right now if they put in some effort. Talking about losing a couple of pounds, which is going to make your face leaner. Cool? Getting a hairstyle that suits your face shape. Extremely important. Look it up if you don't know what is the best way to style your hair according to your face shape.